Hey, hi guys. In this video lecture, we are going to study organizational culture and climate in detail. So, let's start with the video lecture. So, first we will study culture. What is culture? So, the essential core of culture consists of traditional ideas and their attached values. In this way, the culture is a very powerful force at the workplace which is consciously and deliberately cultivated and is passed on the on incoming employees. It also reflects the true nature and personality of a company, or we can say the DNA of an organization can be reflected through the culture of an organization. Now, the culture consists of pattern, explicit and implicit behavior acquired and transmitted by symbols consisting the duplicative achievements of human group, including their embodiment in artifacts. So the Indian perspective, a culture can also be defined as that a culture consists of totality of assumption, belief, value, social system and institution, physical artifacts and behavior of people, reflection, their desire to maintain continuity as well as adapt to the external demand. So this is the definition of culture according to the Indian perspective. Now, assumption and beliefs find manifestation in various forms like physical artifacts, institutions, social systems, and also in the behavior of members of a society. There is a linkage among the various components of culture that binds a culture together and make any changes in one of the component difficult without causing the chain reaction. So, organizational culture now, organizational culture is an outcome of traditional function of an organization. It is a complex social system. A healthy culture gives healthy function of structure and process. It denotes the friendly, flexible and innovative climate of an organization. So, the organizational culture is a pattern of belief and expectation shared by the members of the organization, and these beliefs and expectation produce norms that powerfully shape the behavior of individual and groups in the organization. So, organizational culture includes various kinds of things like routine behavior when the people interact, the norms that are shared by everyone in the organization, the dominant value held by the organization, the philosophy that guides the organization policies, the climate of an organization, and also the rules and regulations which are prevailing in the organization. So we can say that organization has a potential to enhance the organizational effectiveness, individual satisfaction and the sense of belongingness to the organization. So A.J. Kondalkar has defined the culture. He said that organizational culture is the basic pattern of shared assumption, value, beliefs considered to be the correct way of thinking about and acting on the problems and opportunities facing the organization. So a strong culture facilitates the goal attainment, and also the strong culture leads to the high level of employee motivation, and strong culture also enables the organization to learn from the past. So this is about the organizational culture. Next we will study the nature of organizational culture. The culture of an organization may reflect in various forms and norms adopted by the organization. Now, the various forms of organizational cultures are, so the first one is the physical infrastructure form. In this, the nature of organizations are reflected. Routine behavior, language and ceremonies, gender equality, equality in payment, dominant values like quality and efficiency, and also the philosophy that guides the organizational policy towards its employees and customers, like customer first and customer is the king, and the manner in which the employees deals with the customer. So the individually none of this connect the organizational culture. However, together with all this will reflect the organizational culture. Now next we will study the levels of organizational culture. So the organizational culture exists at various levels, so that we are going to study here. So here organizational culture are at three levels. So the first level is this one, 2, 3 level. So the first level says level 1 of artifacts technology. technology visible and audible behavior pattern. So, organizational culture can be observed in a form of physical objects, technology, and other visible form of behavior like ceremonies and rituals. Though the culture would be visible in various forms, it would be only at the superficial level. Now, the second level of culture is the validation value in physical and social environment. So, at this level, there is a greater awareness and internalization of culture values. People in the organization tries to find out the solution in a typical way. So, which has been the method tried earlier. If a group is successful, then there will be a shared perception of that success. Though the perception there is a cognitive change, will turn this perception into value and beliefs. So, this will remain as long as the solution works. Now, the third level in organizational culture is assumptions about human nature, human relationship, and behaviors. So, when the group repeatedly observe that the method that was tried once work most of the time, so it will be then taken as a preferred solution for most of the problems and will convert into underlying assumption and dominant value orientation. So there are both advantages and disadvantages in this assumption. That this assumption guides the behavior and prove to be a helpful tool. However, the negative aspect is that underlying assumptions can distort the objective and rational thinking. So this is all about the three layers of organizational culture. Now next we will study functions of organizational culture. So there are a lot of functions that a organizational culture will perform. So the first one is that it gives the members an organizational identity, means sharing norms, value, perception gives the people a sense of togetherness. That will help in promoting the feeling of common purpose in the organization. Now the second one is that it facilitates the collective commitment. The common purpose that grows out the shared culture tends to be that strong commitment from all those who accept the culture as their own. And it also provides the shared pattern of feeling to the organizational members to make them know what they are expected to perform to made it a value and feel like that. Now, the third one is that it promotes the system stability. So, by encouraging a shared sense of identity and commitment, culture encourages the lasting integration and cooperation among the members of an organization. So, in this way, it enhances the social stability of employees. Now, next is that it shapes the behavior by helping the members make sense of their surrounding. Organizational culture serve as a source of shared meaning that explains why the things occur in the such way. So at less visible at the level of less visible level, culture reflects the values shared by organizational members. Now the fifth function is that it provides a boundary. So, culture generally creates a distinction between one organization and other, and such boundary defining helps to identify members and non-members of the organization. Now, next function is that it helps the organization members stick to the conformity and expected mode of behavior. Culture ensures that everyone thinks and behaves in prescribed manner. Now, the last one is that it promotes the code of conduct. So, a strong culture in the organization explicitly communicates accepted mode of behavior, which makes the people to be cautious. Now, next we will study the second topic under this, that is organizational climate. So, organizational climate is, in general, the climate in a natural sense referred to as an average course or a condition of weather at a place over a period of years as exhibited by temperature, wind, velocity, and perception. So, this is the general meaning of climate that we generally study in environment subject. Now, according to our subject, that is organizational development, the concept of organizational climate was formally introduced by the human relationalist in late 1940. So, organizational climate is also referred as a situational determinants or environmental determinants which affect the human behavior. It is relatively enduring quality of internal environment that is experienced by its members, influences their behavior, and can be described in terms of the value of a particular set of characteristics of the organization. So this is about the organizational climate, and also the climate of an organization is somewhat like the personality of a person. So just as every individual has a personality that makes him unique and different from other person, so each organization has an organizational climate that clearly distinguish it from other organization. Now, next is definitions of organizational climate. So, the first definition, which is given by Forehead and Glimmer, according to him, the climate consists of a set of characteristics that describe the organization, distinguish it from the other organizations, are relatively enduring over time, and influences the behavior of people in it. Now, the second definition is given by Campbell. So, according to him, organizational climate can be defined as a set of attributes specific to a particular organization that may be induced from the way that organization deals with its member and its environment. Now, these are the two definitions. Next, we will study the characteristics of organizational climate. So, under this, the first characteristics is that the organizational climate is a general perception. So, organizational climate is a general perception of what the organization is. So, it is the summary perception which the people have about their organization. Second characteristics is that abstract and intangible concept. Organizational climate is qualitative concept, so it is a very difficult to explain the components of organizational climate in quantitative, or we can say a measurable unit. Now, the third characteristics is that unique and distinct identity. Organizational climate gives a distinct identity to the organization, and so that it will also explain how the one organization is different from the other organization. Fourth characteristics is that enduring quality. Organizational culture built up over a period of time, it represents a relatively enduring quality of internal environment that is exercised by organizational members. Now, last one is multidimensional concept. Organizational climate is a multidimensional concept. The various dimensions of organizational climate are individual autonomy, authority, structure, and leadership style, etc. Now, next is types of organizational climate. So there are generally four types of organizational climate that have been created in the organization. First one is people oriented climate. So it is a climate that focuses on perception of individuals who are working in the organization. Now, second is rule oriented climate. So it is a climate based on established rules, policies, and procedures in the organization. Third one is an innovation oriented climate. So it is a climate that encourages the creative or new ways of doing the things or a task in the organization. Last one is a goal oriented climate. It is a climate that focuses on achieving the organizational goals. So this is about characteristics and types of climate, organizational climate. So the last topic under this is factors influencing the organizational climate. So the Richard H. Hodgett has classified organizational climate into the two major categories. So the first one is overt factor, second one is covert factor. So what is overt factor? Overt. So overt factors are visible part that can be observed and measured are called the overt factors. So the overt factors are hierarchy, financial resources, goals of organization, skills and ability of personnel, technical states, performance standard, and efficiency measurement. So these are the overt factors that are affecting the organizational climate. Now the second factor is covert factor. So the covert factors are the factors that are not visible and quantifiable are called covert factors, like attitudes, feelings, value, norms, interactions, supportiveness, satisfaction of employees, etc. So the measurement of organizational culture and climate will help the organization to shape it properly and so that the organizational objectives can be achieved. So this is all about the organizational culture and climate. Thank you so much for listening it very patiently.